Hello, in this video we'll go over how to make chairside zirconia surveyed crowns using the CEREC workflow. When doing chairside zirconia surveyed crowns, it's important to have a full arch impression. In this particular case, the bi-generic crown did not have correct anatomical contours, so it took me a little bit of work to model the right anatomy onto the crown. Once that was done, I started working on the mesial rest seat. In some cases, it is beneficial to turn up the translucency of the crown. This allows you to gauge how much space is available for the rest seat. By using a combination of the form and shape tools, I'm able to get the right anatomy on that rest seat preparation. It's important to make sure we have a positive seat and make sure that we're not encroaching onto the minimum thickness of the zirconia. It's also important not to have any undercuts and to have smooth, free-flowing edges. Once that is done, I start working on the retentive undercut. It's important to have the design and the diagnostic surveying completed before this step is attempted in order to know where and how much undercut to produce onto the surface. There's no real way of measuring how much undercut you are producing, so it's somewhat subjective. However, this is done mainly using the form tool and the shape tools. The same can be said for the guide planes. Some degree of subjectivity is to be expected. I use the form, mainly the smooth tool, as well as the shape tool to make sure that the line angles are parallel and smooth. I'll then put a few finishing touches, making sure the occlusion and contacts are accurate, and then we'll start milling the crown. A base can be poured onto the printed model if it's too small to be mounted onto the surveyor. The crown is seated onto the model, and the model is then mounted onto the base of the surveyor. The analyzing rod can be used to make sure that the guide planes are parallel to the planned path of insertion, and then the survey line is drawn to make sure that the undercut matches that planned by the design. An undercut gauge can then be used to confirm the existence of the undercut in the planned location. The crown is then cemented onto the abutment. This is a final scan made using a Trios scanner after the rest seat preparations have been completed. This is very beneficial to have as we're able to make sure that we have sufficient clearance above the rest seats on both maxillary and mandibular arches. I hope that video was helpful, and we'll see you guys on the next RPD video.